Alright guys, today is kind of a weird one. This is probably the deck that I both love and hate the most at the exact same time. This is a Boros Vikia deck by Big Lil Sis. So Vikia is a 3-mana commander with a 5-mana activated ability that lets you untap it and discard a card to deal damage equal to her power to any target. If excess damage was dealt to a creature this way, draw a card. So we're going to be tapping the commander. We're going to do Voltron, right? Because we're going to get our commander big. We're going to swing it. We're going to untap it to shoot a man and draw a card. Hell yeah. Not what we're doing. This deck builder is working with the restriction that we're never going to attack ever. And we have to tap Vikia a different way in order to get this untapped payoff. And then we're still going to try to kill people with burn damage. But we're ignoring training, and we can never ever swing her. And I'm gonna own my bias here and say I hate these restrictions from the bottom of my heart. I am still going to do my best to advise you, but know that if I sound a little venomous at times, I am a huge lover of restrict yourself in the deck building. You know, we built the deck wrong as a joke, but I'm a big believer in build the deck wrong as a joke and then play it to the best of your abilities. And if your deck's restriction is I'm going to brutally misplay the cards that are on my board, it gives me rabies. I'm not going to scream at you in real life because I'm a fucking adult and I realize we're playing a game for fun, but it is probably the thing that irks me the most in Command, right? If I see you with like, hey, you have an 8 power creature. No. I would never swing it. I'm going to continue monologuing to make you guys watch the YouTube video that I have made as my commander deck. And I do think a lot of your problems with the deck kind of flow naturally from that restriction. The other place your problems are flowing from, like we've talked about, you talk in your primer about, oh, is the deck too all or nothing? Yes, but not actually because of the no attacking restriction. It's too all or nothing because every synergy you have put in the deck is double damage, or double the trigger, or triple the damage, or double my commander's power. So as long as the deck is built that way, it's going to be super all or nothing, which I think will feel really bad for bracket 2. That's another part of this deck builder's concerns, is we're straddling bracket 2 a little bit, where they've correctly identified that win con of like, I'm going to sit back and then I'm going to instant speed deal 50 damage to your face is a bit bracket 3, but the like, ho, I'm not swinging at you is a little bit more bracket 2. So I do think you should aim for bracket 3 rather than bracket 2. And I do think that most of what is making it all or nothing is that instead of like playing hard draw and normal interaction and other mid-rangey things to just like burn people down over time, 90% of the way we get a payoff for this ability is, what if I did it twice? 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 Because we have 5 effect copiers, we have 3 damage doublers. We have Unleash Fury, we have Legion Leadership. So we have Bulk Up, like just over and over again. It's like, what if I did this shit again? What if I did it again? Now that said, I think the game plan's fucking awesome. Fucking love the idea of, yeah, Vikia is just gonna like throw a bowling ball at you super hard. I would wholeheartedly recommend you just play in bracket 3 and like remove the I can't swing restriction, because when you talk about, oh, I already have a Boros Voltron deck, Voltron is deeply different from what you're doing, because Voltron also has to worry about, how do I get evasion? And so if you just go, let me look up, I don't know how to sort equipment by how much power boost they give, but like a Voltron deck wants to play Lightning Greaves and maybe Whisper Silk Cloak and maybe Shadow Spear to get Trample, Brotherhood Regalia. Like, these are all things that a Voltron deck wants to play. You want to play Blackblade Reforged, dog. You want to play Blackblade Reforged and 0 evasion. You want to play Colossus Hammer, which is oftentimes part of a Voltron deck, but it's almost always paired with a thing that is going to let me swing unblockably, like a thing that's going to give you back flying, a thing that's going to give you menace, give you trample, etc., etc., etc. And so I do think there is an angle here where you can buff her power, but you're very specifically just playing the equipment that give you outrageous power buffs, and you're not playing any of the equipment that give you give you the evasion or give you the trample a Voltron deck would normally want. We're not in colors for cranial plating. That's a shame. But I will desist on that point, because you said in general you don't want to do that. So if in general you do not want to do that, do we have a way to untap our mana rock? Not really. And that also just kind of terminates in doubling our commander's text box again, which leads to this being a very, very like feast or famine deck. What do we have for card draw? We have Cut a Deal. Good. Enduring Innocence seems bad because I don't think we are a token deck, right? So this will give us a card when our commander enters. It will give us, we get cards for these guys. For her. Okay, maybe we have enough creatures. Hold on. I may have misjudged you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13? Zerta doesn't do it. 13? Come on. I mean, I guess we could have Mikaeus enter small enough. That does kind of seem like a waste of Mikaeus. So just 13. That feels pretty low. Like at 13, I can't imagine we're hitting this too many times. It might work better. Based on what I'm seeing on our curve, you might be happier with something like Tokasia's Welcome instead, because this is going to work at the same CMC for this. Like, this does have lifelink and is a blocker, which might matter, but your commander should be a very, very good blocker. I realize you can't swing, but she's still a 2/5 that you can hold up. And I think Tokasia's Welcome will hit way, way more of your deck, right? That one would be hit. Oh, we miss Eartha Joe. Do we actually trade negatively on this? That would be insane. But we hit Zerta instead. We hit Black Panther instead. We hit Boros Reckoner instead. We lose Donna Noble. Oh no, we have a lot of 4s. So actually no on Tokasia's Welcome. I think that is a neutral swap, if anything. So what else can we do? We need cards in hand. We can't just be discard. We can't be exiling things because we can't discard those exiled things. Okay. We're not doing recursion, so we also can't be doing things like play Helpful Hunter 18 times. We don't have a creature type. Make that work. You already have Lauren of the Third Path. We are not doing enough auras, equipments, or vehicles to make it work. Do we have Hedron Archive in the deck? We have Trouble in Pairs. You could be a real freak and just play Howling Mine-esque effects. I think something that would be a little bit better for Howling Mine than you is probably Chameel, since you said the deck ramps like a stone cold motherfucker, because Discover 5 can just go to hand. But I'm kind of rocking with the aggressiveness of Howling Mine. Of being like, yeah, I dare you to try to beat me. I'm pretty sure I'm going to draw enough cards to just kill you, bro. We have Secret Rendezvous. I don't think we need to be wheeling people. Utaru Taru doesn't draw enough cards. Chromatic Orrery won't draw enough cards. We don't want to run Key to the City because that will turn us into a freaky Voltron deck. Palantir of Orthanc is a fucking evil card draw engine. This is life loss, it's not damage, so we get a soft, not a non-bow, but like, we don't get any benefit from playing all these damage doublers with Palantir of Orthanc, because it's not dealing non-combat damage. After like 2 turns, people will be saying draw though. So if we're desperate for card draw, that one will do the trick. Trumpeting Carnosaur just replaces itself, which is not really the same thing as being a card draw engine. You could do Humble Defector. I'm not in love with Humble Defector, but you could do it. This is not going to get us card positive. Temple Bell is card positive, although it will group hug a little tiny bit. This is combat damage, so we would need to swing. This is attack a player. This is exile. Fuck me, man. We are really painting ourselves into a corner here. Good Horn of Greed, although that's certainly going to fuck you. Enters or attacks, we're gonna get fucked again. Low Kerkenuinly. If you really believe that you make 1,000,000 mana, Mind's Eye is the best card in the game. Mind's Eye is bad only because most people do not make enough mana to pay a 5-drop and then pay 3 mana every turn cycle just to draw the cards. But if you are... Oh, these are down on the maybe board. Oh no. God, I hate Architect so much, dude. Okay, so I probably have to redo the count. I'm not redoing the count. I'm going to stand by those things that I suggested. I think if you wanted to be a crazy motherfucker, I would be on Group Hug Draw on top of those other good cards that I showed you. But let's see if we have the mana to support this strategy. Lots of planes, nothing else. We get a Mana Rock, a Power Doubler, nothing else. Okay, we get a Mana Rock, we get a discard payoff, a power increaser. And see, it's like we're breaking our own rules on being like, I'm not a Voltron deck, I'm just putting 2 1/1 counters on my commander every turn. Alright, so we're gonna keep this. We go play the tap land first. Next turn I'll play this. I'm gonna be really greedy and go Monument first and then Everflowing for 2. Because you talked about this being a greedy deck. Then next turn, it's been 4 turns and I've done clean nothing. Mangara the Diplomat. Next turn. Alright, Vikia. Oh, I should have played this a turn before as well, which I think I could have. So I put 2 counters on her. I have a 4/6. My blocking situation is incredible. I don't have a way to tap her. Oh, never mind. We have Burning Anger. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Burning Anger, I tap her. But I can't untap her. Fucking woof, dog. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. We could untap Everflowing Chalice over and over again with Unwinding Clock, but that doesn't seem that good. So I deal damage to something. I discard Unwinding Clock. I draw a card. Yay, Relic of Legends. Next turn. Tap, deal damage to something. Oh wait, I wouldn't get to do any of that. Hold on. Yeah. I conflated her untap thing with what happens with the tap thing. So the discard draw doesn't happen. I draw Relic of Legends as my card for this turn. I tap her to deal damage to something. 2, 3, 4, 5. I untap her. Now I'm discarding a card. Now I'm drawing a card. Yeah. And then I'm like out of mana. If this is the speed the deck normally plays at, I would say this is actually pretty bracket 2 combo appropriate, which does make your play pattern restriction make a little bit more sense, because this is like 7 turns deep. I can see what is meant to come together. I do feel more than a little bit lied to about the like how much mana we make. Because what's our ramp situation? So we have a Etheric Amplifier. Definitely not for bracket 3. I think that's fine for bracket 2, but definitely not for bracket 3. Roku's really cute. I don't think he's really good, but I do think he's really cute for this deck. Especially if you can, tap at instant speed. Cute, not good. Fine, great. Good, good. Cute, not good. Unfortunately good, good. And then we have 2 beefier ones. Okay, and this is how many total? Ramp 14 total, so probably finding 1 a game. Okay. Final assessment as it stands. This is a bracket 2 deck that you need to communicate around being an arch enemy. Your win con is definitely not, or it might be bracket 3 flavored. The speed at which you can achieve it is not bracket 3. I think you are much, much more mana gated than you think you are in your head. Everything in your maybe board should definitely stay in your maybe board. I think if you wanted to bring this to bracket 3 and you wanted to try to not do the swing thing, I think the rule could be... That still feels bad. I was going to say the rule could be your commander doesn't swing, but I would make the deck more of like Boros control. And I would be shooting everyone else's... utility creatures. I'm not as confident that you can get away with doing this. Like, I'm not going to attack, and this is going to be a burn win con at bracket 3, because it's just so much mana. Like, the only thing that saves this for bracket 3 is you would have to put Zerda in the companion zone to cost reduce, and I think what you would lose by making the deck adhere to Zerda's restriction would be so bad that you would get fucked there too. So I would do bracket 2. I don't think you have to change that much about the deck. But I do think you should communicate like, hey, I'm going to try to turtle up, and then on like turn 9, I'm going to try to unleash a railgun at you. Cool? Cool. And I think that should be fine for people in that bracket. If you try to go for bracket 3, I think you're either going to like lose a lot without having even tried the thing, or you're going to have to politic really, really well. I don't think it's impossible to do that. I'm trying to think about what you could do. I think what might be very cute and very interesting is if you have some of these really big enchantments like Chameel, Mind's Eye, the other one I'm thinking of is Chromatic Orrery. We're actually going to cook a little bit here. Having one or two trash for treasure effects. Gonna sound really stupid, but you're so mana-gated. There's a couple really, really expensive artifacts that like could totally solve, like the 10 rings. The 10 rings, Mind's Eye, Chameel, like these totally solve your card problem. There are things like Chromatic Orrery or Eternity Elevator that totally solve your mana problem, and we have a discard outlet in the command zone. So I'm thinking maybe we should care more about that, and that's how you do something in the mid game that isn't just doubling everything, is you get a few really big, yeah, I'm liking this more and more the more I say it, you get a few really big fuck off utility artifacts, and then we go like early game, I'm trying to play a dumb little mana rock, and then at some point during the mid game, I'm trying to find a... Oh, do we really not have Trash for Treasure as an O tag? Yeah, this should be like all of them. Use like Goblin Welder. I think you have Scrap Savant already. Use Duretti, Rocket Engineer. Do we have anything else? You could also use, because you do make enough mana to do this. You could use Restoration Seminar. And then you're untapping, being able to, like, because right now, part of the reason we're in the doubling is untapping one time feels like turbo dog shit, right? Like, even if we buffed her to 4 or to 6, it's like, oh, I deal 6 non-commander damage to you, and I have gone down a card. Horrifying. If we have built the deck to leverage our mana to recur these big fuck-off utility artifacts that are not going to, like, overtake what we're doing, right? We can't put, like, I know you can't put Blightsteel Colossus in the game, but because I'm tired and my jaw hurts, pretend you could. We're not putting, like, here's the game winner in the graveyard, I reanimate it, now we're just a reanimator deck. We're just using these big enchantments that help me do what I'm already trying to do. And then I have a few things at my top end that let me bring them back. You could even run stupid shit like Wake the Past, brother. I think Redress Fate's probably a little bit too much. Fucking Iron Soul Enforcer? That's so dumb. I love it. That's so dumb. Okay. So you really don't have a lot of these, but that is what I would be on, is I would be trying to leverage my ramp into these big synergistic artifacts, and I would be throwing in a few Trash for Treasure effects, and that would give you something more interesting and less spooky to do than the damage doubling. It would still be very good. It would still give you so much advantage that you probably win the game, but it would have less like, ah, now everybody's really mad at me and we're shooting a lot of guns at me. Okay, I see how it is. But mostly you are held back by your own artistic vision, which is the right of any artist. So I salute you even as I spit on your corpse. If there's anybody on YouTube who has a different suggestion, please let me know. But otherwise, I wish you the best, and I do hope this helps.